Hello everyone, today we will be talking about Kozuki Momonosuke and where he will be after this fight with Kaido. Now I do think that Momonosuke in his life wants to do many things, one of which is hit the subscribe button to this channel. So if you haven't already, please let him live his dream vicariously through you by clicking that little red button. And for all of those who are new on this channel, these spoilers will be down in the description as always, so check those out to know where you should be to watch this without any spoilers. So I think one thing that I will do today in this video is just give a list of the different topics that I will be talking about and put those in the description in case I have some topics which you're not too keen on listening to and others which you want to hear more about. You can just skip to those parts. So those will be down in the description as well. But to start off our video, I think the first thing I want to talk about is where he will be after this fight with Kaido, because it doesn't seem like we can all come to a consensus, and the first thing I want to do is give my thoughts based on Momonosuke's character, where he's going. Now I do think an important part of Momo's character is to one day become the shogun of Wano, and kind of do what his father couldn't, show him grow, show him be as great a man as his father was, maybe not in strength and maybe not, as funny and charismatic, but be a great man nonetheless. Now I do think that Momo's arc so far has been towards becoming more independent than it has been a leader, right? We've seen him grow to be less reliant on other people, more of his own man, more comfortable, and I don't think that that in itself is good enough for him to become the shogun of Wano. I think it would be much better for him to actually set out to sea, grow with the Straw Hats Pirates, see the world and what it has to offer. His father became good for going out with Roger and Whitebeard, right? His father gained strength, he gained perspective and gained knowledge of the world when he did so. And I think it would be great to go with these Straw Hats who are not related to him, because in Wano everyone treats him as if he's already great, everyone already babies him as if he's some amazing person when he's not, and he needs the opportunity to grow. And so going out to sea would be very great. Now I do think that no matter what you want to say about Momo, whether he'll stay or not, I think it's important that we all agree that he has a great role to play in the story even after Kaido goes down, because of his devil fruit and relations to the world government and what they wanted from Vegapunk, and also his control of Zunisha. So those by in themselves, no matter where he is in the world, he will play a great role in some way or not another. So the other thing I think is that given the fact that I think Momo will go out, I think just to say what about the Shogun of Wano and who's leading Wano, I think it would be a great moment for either one of these scabbards or Hiyori to step up and be like, you know what, we are going to change the way things go. I've mentioned how this is a great arc for, women to kind of show how strong they are in order to portray them, from Yamato versus Jack, Hiyori becoming Shogun, everything going on with Kiku. There's many points here and there for women to kind of step up this arc, and I believe that, Oda really could take it that direction. It just depends on what he wants to do. But for now, let's keep the video about Momo. And so yeah, I think that Momo will travel as some kind of cabin boy, pirate apprentice along the Straw Hat ship, and that is where he'll be until he can truly, experience the world, see with his own eyes what things are like, become stronger, become a leader, right, by experiencing the world, and then return to Wano and become the rightful heir. Now coming to Zunisha, I think that Momo's control over Zunisha may be an ancient weapon. I mean, it feels a lot reminiscent of what Shirahoshi does with the Sea Kings, these monsters that have unfathomable power when potentially used in a military sense. We saw what it did to Jack in one-shotting him and his whole ship of people, and from that, I'm pretty sure only Jack survived. As far as we know, everyone else is long gone and has been off-screened. And I do think that, Momo potentially could be the next ancient weapon. Poseidon, thinking about the fact that Poseidon is meant to be a ship, and that essentially Zunisha is a ship. It just carries a whole kingdom around the world. But as to why Momo can control that and what that has to do with the future of the story, I'm not quite sure. If it's not an ancient weapon, it's a bit open-ended, and it may have to do with the Void Century, because potentially the reason why Momonosuke can control it, if not an ancient weapon, may be the fact that he may be related to whoever, told Zunisha to walk the earth the first time round. As we know, Zunisha did something terrible in the past and was punished to walk the earth as long as he has. And so Momo may be related to them, and I only say this because we don't know who really told Momonosuke to do this, Zunisha to do this in the first place, but who knows, they may have been related to Toki, and that's why Momonosuke could do it. But people like Old Roger and Oden and Luffy, even though they have the voice of all things, could not order to Zunisha to do a single thing, but only listen to Zunisha talk and listen to, Zunisha get orders. So I think that the future of Momo and Zunisha will be very important, although I do not think that it will be really important for the case of probably fighting an offensive battle, maybe defense or something like that. But I do think that, Momo and that power will play a relevant role, and that we'll get to know it in time. Now, moving on to the more fun part of this video, talking about Momonosuke and how he will grow into fighting and all that kind of stuff. I do think that Momo will, become a swordsman, definitely. Now, at first, I thought it would be great if Momo not only has Ame no Habakiri, but also gets the Enma blade as well. Maybe Zoro could get Shisui back at the end of this, or get the Nidai Kitetsu, I'm not sure, but get one of those blades, give Enma to Momo, and that way Momo can kind of have both Ame no Habakiri and Enma as well. But then I realized that is not the greatest of ways the story should go, given the fact that, it ruins Momo's character arc. It goes against what the story is kind of saying about Momo becoming a man on his own, not becoming his father, but becoming just as good, right? And there's no point in Momo becoming just as good as his father, but not exactly his father, if he does the exact same thing, learns to fight the exact same way. It kind of just ruins that whole part of the story, because then we'll always be comparing Momo to his father. So I think it's better if first off the bat he doesn't even do two sword style, he just uses one sword style, which would also make sense given how small he is. Him, swinging around two large swords wouldn't make much sense in the future, at least not for now while he's so small. So him swinging one sword, that would make a whole lot more sense than, swinging two swords around. So him staying with Ame no Habakiri, learning the Itoryu style, probably learning from Zoro, it will be a great chance to also see other swordsmen. I know we would love to see Zoro go against strong swordsmen in the One Piece world, but maybe we can see him go, him and Momo, meet other strong swordsmen, maybe not as strong as Zoro at this point, but other strong swordsmen who, Momo can see, learn from, maybe, fight with Zoro against, kind of become better, and see him grow on the Straw Hat ship, so that, in the future he can also become a great swordsman. And then we get to the final part of this video, which is meant to tackle the idea of his devil fruit and where that is going. Now, I do not know how Momo will intend to use his devil fruit, but I do imagine it will be a little bit more like what we see of Kaido. I don't think Momo will end up doing anything like the wind sides. I don't think Momo will end up doing anything like the lightning shooting out. I do think that he can learn to do some kind of borrow breath. That would be great to see. And just him using his clouds to fly, as he has shown in Punk Hazard already that he can do. And that will probably be enough. And, potentially him getting a hybrid form, but that is still uncertain. We don't know if Momo can do such a thing. But, for now, I'll be fine if all Momo can do in the story is, walk on the clouds, turn into a classic dragon, shoot, the borrow breath, and potentially a hybrid form. Because I think the hybrid form will go really great with, one sword style as well. Because while he's a dragon, even Kaido doesn't use his club, so it doesn't make a good mix. Right? And this gives the greatest opportunity to talk about something that Oda himself talked about as well. In volume 98, SBS volume 98, someone asked, what kind of fruits would the Straw Hats have if they got devil fruits? This referring obviously to the Straw Hats that don't currently have devil fruits. And for Zoro, Oda mentioned that it would be great if Zoro could have Kaido's devil fruit, which turns him into a dragon. Now, of course, Momo has that devil fruit. I mean, Zoro won't really ever get Kaido's devil fruit, but Momo has a devil fruit. Momo has the potential to become a swordsman, being trained under Zoro. So Oda could kind of live the dream of this question through Momo, right? Show how strong, Momo, someone with, swordsman technique and a dragon devil fruit could be. Of course, Oda did mention in that SBS that he would like the sword to have it instead of Zoro himself, and so it won't be perfect, but it could still be great having a super swordsman dragon kind of Wano soldier that the world is afraid of. Just imagine the bounty he would get. A samurai of Wano, the supposed heir to the shogunate, right? The person with the devil fruit that Kaido has, the strongest creature in the world. Just right off the bat, traveling with the Straw Hats, like what bounty would they give him? I think that is the last thing I would leave you guys with. For those of you, even though you don't believe that Momo would join the Straw Hats, right? For those of you who believe, for those of you who don't believe, if he did, just imagining that he did, what kind of bounty do you think that the Marines would give him once they found out exactly who this child is that is traveling with the Straw Hats, right? And that will be where I decide to close this video. So leave me your thoughts on that question. Please like this video if you like the video, subscribe for more content if you want to see more like this. If you know someone who needs to hear the truth, please share this video with them. If you have time, watch one more other videos. If not, thank you for watching this video to the end, guys. This is King KZ, and I'll see you in the next one.